Moon Palace, Chapter 14. Xiuming yawned while pouring a bucket of water into the coffee brewer. She did not sleep well last night. After seeing Wei Long left the club, she spent the rest of the evening arguing with her ex-boyfriend. It was not the birthday she wanted. She saw Mei Ling came in and pretended not noticing her. Unlike her usual self, where she would greet her cheerfully, she hovered the open brewer, looking busy, checking for something inside. She heard Mei Ling said hi to her, but she did not respond. "Why didn't you say hi back to Mei Ling when she passed by you?" asked Pang, who just stepped out of the restroom. "I didn't hear her," Xiuming replied nonchalantly. "She was right behind you," said Pang. "I didn't hear her, okay?" Pang frowned at her. "What's the matter with you? Bad night?" "You can say that." Xiuming turned her back to Pang and started the brewer. She was not in a chatty mood. "Didn't you celebrate your birthday last night?" "Yeah, so?" "So why are you in such a bad mood?" Xiuming pointed her chin at the kitchen door. "Mei Ling?" Xiuming nodded. "What did she do?" "She showed up, that's what," Xiuming scoffed. "Didn't you want her to go?" "You did ask her. Desperately, I might add." "I know. Then what?" "I'll tell you what," Xiuming hissed, and turned around with her arms folded. Because of her, Wei Long did not even bother to say. "He was there?" "Yeah, but he left with her." "What?" Xiuming took a deep breath and said, "Mei Ling was sitting at the table while my friends and I were on stage singing. Wei Long showed up, didn't even notice me, and sat across from her and started talking to her. Then, when I finished and headed to the table, my stupid ex-boyfriend stopped me while I watched them leave." "You mean they left together?" "Well, she left first and then he did. He looked like he was going to after her." Xiuming frowned and mumbled. She did seem like she was kind of drunk. Pang nodded. "Maybe he just wanted to make sure she was all right." "Whatever," Xiuming snapped. "If you ask me, I think there's something going on between them. I saw the way he looked at her when I invited them the other night. I think he showed up because she agreed to come." Pang tossed her hand at Xiuming. "You don't know what you're talking about. You better—" Pang stopped when Wei Long came out of the kitchen, nodded to both women, and went into the men's room. Pang looked at the men's room door and then at Xiuming, shook her head, and went into the kitchen. Xiuming lingered by the waitress station, purposely waiting for Wei Long to come out of the restroom. Just as he stepped out, she asked, "Hey, Wei Long, why didn't you say hi to me at the party?" Looking tired and was caught off guard, Wei Long waited a moment before answering. "You were busy singing on stage. I didn't want to bother you." Suddenly her face lit up. "You heard me sing?" He nodded with a slight grin. "I did. You and your friends were pretty good." Xiuming giggled, but then she turned serious again. "Then why didn't you stay and join us?" "The place was too crowded," Wei Long scratched his head. "I'm not much of a party person." "Then why did you bother to show up?" Xiuming thought. "Well," Xiuming hesitated, "you still should have waited for me instead of just taking off." He smiled. "You're right. I'm sorry." She stared at him with a grin. "Okay, I forgive you. But you need to make it up to me." "How do I do that?" Wei Long sounded amused. "Join my friend and I next time when we go back to the karaoke bar." Wei Long hesitated and said, "Let me think about it, okay?" Xiuming nodded. Her smile faded as she watched Wei Long hurrying back to the kitchen.